Hey, we're gonna start with Aries. Hi, welcome to Aries season. We're finally here. If you're seeing this on or before Aries season has started, welcome. It is an initiation like we've never experienced before, like for real. Um, and I know you're like the last 6 years. What the hell? Yeah, I know. The last 6 years was the character development that we needed in order to be able to go into the movie of 2026 and seven. Don't shoot the messenger. We're gonna start with Aries. I have literally all my cards here, so we're gonna get into it. I did write out the horoscopes, Aries. I'm gonna attach it with this video. Some of you are gonna fall. That was my cat not handling the window well. We named him Michael Scott. I knew when he was a kitten that he was special. Um, you know how cats land on their feet over and over again? We've been told that like forever. I want you to think of that kind of rule in your life about yourself, about your options, about your opportunities, about your future. You know how people have these rules that like since we were little that you can't do that. You need a degree to be a teacher. You need a doctorate to be able to help people. You need these things. This system get in line. We know that doesn't work anymore. And in fact, the people who try to work the system, the people who try to utilize the system, the ones that have been doing it forever and they've mastered a blueprint of the back doors and the red tape wraparound, yeah, they're not okay anymore. Medusa's got them. Medusa's got them. So that's another thing, Aries. There is some alignments that are happening this year that will include that same energy of Medusa. And you know what I'm talking about. We've been seeing it. These head injuries that we see in the news, these intense head on collisions, and other things to do with the face and the head. When that's happening, especially in the last couple of weeks, Medusa's star has been activated by Uranus. There is a global consciousness of what it is to be gaslit into becoming the villain. That is what the consciousness has been going through. We've been seeing it a lot in the feminine. She definitely is more active in the feminine because revenge is somewhat a taboo concept when it comes to women. But the stone energy is showing up here telling us there is a stop. There is a form that we cannot penetrate, and we need to appreciate its full hardness so that we may recognize its consistency and move accordingly. Okay, there are a lot of people out there that have been utilizing the system. They've lived in it, they've survived it, and they, inside surviving it, in order to survive it, they had to cripple certain parts of themselves. They had to, because the system's not meant to grow healthy souls, it's meant to grow good employees and slaves. So some of these people have learned manipulation tactics, and they have welcomed themselves into marriage and other promises of the system that told them that this is how it's supposed to be. This is what success looks like. This is what accomplishment looks like. But Aries, if anybody knows that's not true, it's you. You know, you've seen it. You've watched the systems beat down people and hurt them. So this Aries season, we're going to look into what's coming for you. I'm going to be using the deck that I'm most called to, and we may clarify with other decks, but this is the Light Seers Tarot. So let's get into it. I want to do 3 cards, please, to start. Source, let me know what's going on for Aries. Thank you. It's decision time, baby boy and girl. It's decision time. Look at this. We're sitting with 2 very real opportunities. We're sitting with the versions of ourselves, the past ones and the future ones, and there is a meeting. There is a collective understanding that there is somewhere to go. There is a new adventure to be had, and we need to know what we're taking with us. This is an opportunity to visualize the future that you want. This is an opportunity to sit with an understanding that you are at a crossroads. There is a element here with 2 2s showing up that says you could go the other way. You could repeat cycles if you truly want to. In the God's year of 2026, you can go back with another soul tie. You can figure out another twin flame dynamic and level up to another version of you. Or you can just go. You can just head on. You actually, those are choices. These are choices. And really, this is part of this system as well. Just like when in the Matrix, when Neo asked, you know, if we're all part of the system, even Oracle is part of the system, they're a program too. They may be wayward program, but they're still a program inside the system. And that decision, that indecision that you're sitting with, Aries, that's by design from the system, because you already know what your heart wants. You already know that what you want wants you bad enough that you don't have to make any kind of decisions. It's already done. And that's what's on next, if you so choose to lead that way. But I want to look at these. So let's pull some more cards. I'm feeling there's some darker demonic energies here. I'm going to pull the book for these cards. It's a pretty heavy deck, and it speaks about underworld entities. And again, there is no good and bad. When we leave the Matrix, we understand that that is a simplistic task to have us eliminate our opportunities or our understanding. If we think in polarization, again, the law of polarity, right? Like if there's something that is 100% true, then there's something 100% false. But the law of polarity is also a law of this universe. It's also a law of this matrix. So if you move in a space where you understand that these laws can be worked for you, they don't have to be there. It's absolutely essential that you recognize these limitations so that you can bust through them, because they are imposed on you by the universe. They're not core to you. But I want to look at the two demons that are sitting with you, the demonic forces that are trying to make you feel indecision is an option, even though you know in your heart it's not. All right, Aries. What are the two demons you're dealing with right now, so you can call them out by name? There's a lot of whispers in my ear right now, Aries. The first one is the Lady of Masks, reclamation, vanity, surface appearance. And the other, the Morgan, weaver of fate, introspection and opposition. These are your demons. And yeah, they're both women. These are feminine frequencies. With the Lady of the Mask, this is what I was talking about somebody who really knows how to manipulate the system. They've been working inside of it. They've accepted the misogyny in themselves. They've accepted white supremacy in themselves. They've accepted this is just how it is, and there's two sides to every fight, and you can't just know one person is entirely bad, and we have rules here. We have rules here in this reality. Yeah, sure, you do. But the Morgan knows that you don't. You don't actually have any of these rules. These are imposed on you. And you recognize that. And Morgan says, stand in the face of that and see what happens. What if you say no? What if you don't accept these rules? What then? That's the two energies that are pulling you in different directions. Now, like all things, when we are dealing with demonic forces, they are attached to archetypical energy in your identity. They're attached to things inside of you that you claim as actual rules for your identity, your personality. And these things will change over time. It's important that you recognize that, Aries. These experiences of your identity, where you're like, oh, I'm the class clown, I'm the big brother, I'm the teacher, I'm the leader. Those titles that you've put on and accepted for yourself, they're temporary. Some of them last longer than others, but the Morgan knows that you have these titles as a responsibility to your future. And without them, that's not the future you have been planning on. Let's see. What is the card that wanted to fly all the way away? Of course it is. Can you guess? It's that deck from the beginning. That's right, we got the stone again. The Morgan is tapping into Medusa frequency here. And she says, what isn't for you is just a statue you need to walk around. You're arguing with the truth. What is the point of arguing with the truth? There's none. It's a truth. You can point it out in all the different ways. It doesn't need it. It doesn't need you to scream its name. Your truth is yours. So in the face of these other demons saying, wait, you know, you wore this mask and you wore this mask and you wore this mask. You could be all these different identities. The Morgan says, just be you. Actually, you don't need any of them. Just because they fit doesn't mean they need to sit in your wardrobe. And Aries, this is the ultimate unmasking. This is where you say, I'm on my way. I got places to go. I don't have time for this indecisive, I'm not sure energy. Because if someone or something isn't sure about you, that's the absolute perfect answer to give you permission to let go. 11 minutes. We're done. Thank you so much, Aries, for connecting with me. If you'd like to get a personal reading, Brie Astro, hit me up and you can find me, and my rates are pretty decent. It's your year. Happy birthday, baby. You got this.